Algebra 2B, second semester. Today is January 31st. It's Tuesday. All right, take a look. Take a look. I'm going to build it. Yours is there. I recommend that you just go over yours or do it again somewhere nearby. To build a 3, you always start with a 1. The 1 just goes up from left to right. From there, you'll back up because you're going to say, please draw a rough graph. This is you drawing a rough graph. This happens in at least 2 of the standards. There's a 1. To make it a 3, there's 2, 3. No big deal. So you're being reminded to draw a 4. Same idea. If you want to redraw it somewhere just so that you're used to doing it, instead of it just being on your paper, you can. A 4 starts with a 1. You back up to the left. No big deal. You get a 2, a 3, and a 4. Okay. So at some point, once you know the degree that you're going to be doing, then of course from there you'll draw that. Last thing I want to say, the orientation. If they asked you to switch the orientation, it would flip up. And this is the one part that will mess some up. Here is a negative orientation of that W. This part you do not have. The negative orientation of the W just means it flips down. This is a negative orientation. This part you don't have because it hasn't shown up that much. But that part I do want to mention. For the 3, a negative orientation. Instead of it starting low and going up high, it flips. I hate to squeeze this in here. This is why this has so difficult. It has so many different pieces to it.
We draw this too?
Yeah, anything I put up, if you don't have it, you want to put it in. The others don't have it, but again, it can be a little bit confusing, but it's the flip. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to build example 4 again. You already have it. This way you don't have to write and watch. You can just watch it be built, and then we'll go and build a brand new one, but smaller. After we build them from the factored form, these guys here, if you didn't write factored, okay. So we're redoing something you already have. I'm going to build it again, then we'll build one together that's completely empty. Okay. So here comes example 4. This is under what standard? Example 4. Example 4 is under standard 5. Standard 5. Here comes standard 5. The easy part of standard 5 is they will give you the factored form. The factored form is the version that you get most of the time. But on this test, they've done the version that you get the least amount of times, and they put it a whole lot. So that's why I'm kind of mad about that. In any case, question number 1. Hey, please find the zeros. To find the zeros, it's always going to be, what number can I put in the place of x?
0.
So that parenthesis will actually equal 0. In this case, it would actually be a negative 2, because negative 2 plus 2 is a 0. What number would I put here in the place of the x to turn this one into a 0? Yeah, just a 3, because 3 minus 3. So what you're going to see is the pattern is this. You just write down the same number, but the opposite sign. And what I did do last time, I don't know if I put it into the parentheses with the 0 itself. Oh, thank you. So here, a negative 2 and a 0, which should be down here. That just got you a point on standard 5. I'll do it again. To put in all the zeros, same number, opposite sign, in a parenthesis with a 0. The part that's going to be confusing to some people will be, what's the difference between the factored form and a 0? They're both in parentheses. The difference will be the factored form must have a letter and plus or minus, while the 0 version has an actual 0 with the other number. Say it again?
And it can be graphed.
And it can be graphed. Because what's going to happen is they're going to give you the zeros, and they're going to ask you for the factored form. So to go from here up I make this a plus 2. I just wrote the factored form. We'll try it in just a moment, but for now, let me finish this one off. The last one is a minus 5.
If it was like a 3x plus 5, how would we?
It would wind up being a fraction.
Would it just be negative 5 over negative 3?
Negative 5 over regular 3.
Negative 5 over regular 3?
Uh-huh.
What?
Take a look, take a look, take a look. You got your zeros. Single, double, triple. This part you don't need as much because on the test, they like to put just singles. But if it was a single, double, or triple, for those who aren't here, a single, of course, is the exponent is a 1. A double, the exponent is a 2. And a triple, the exponent is a 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What does this do on the picture? If it's a single, when it crosses the x-axis, it crosses the straight line.
The double looks like a cross.
It doesn't go either through, either it will bounce over or it bounce that way. And then the last one, the triple, it bends when it crosses through. Okay. So this is just a reminder, because they're going to say, please draw a rough sketch. I think on 2 of them, they have that, probably on standard 2 and standard, I think, 4. 2 and 4, I think they're going to have you do that. So here we go. Can someone say what the degree was on this one?
6.
Yeah, it was 6. When in factored form, you just add them up. Add that guy, and that guy. When you add those together, you have a degree of 6. The number of solutions are exactly the same. So you always get 2 for free. The orientation, you look right in front. If there's a negative sign, the orientation is negative. If there's no sign, then it's automatically positive. Now, how are you going to remember all those pieces? That's the part that makes me nervous. That presentation earlier, expectations, fear and expectations.
You get the preset 6 again.
You add,
all the
in fact,
exponents.
if it's in the regular form, it's just a large exponent there. All right, here it comes. How can I graph this thing? Step 1, put in the dots where they go. Negative 2, I just put a dot at negative 2. That's no big deal. Positive 3, I just put a dot at positive 3. And then lastly, the negative 5, I put a dot right there. Negative 3, negative 4. This is the part that you'll have to do where you have to sketch a rough graph. Unless I do it backwards where I let you put it in decimals, get the dots, and from the dots produce this piece, and then ultimately this piece up here. And that's what I'm thinking about doing, because the decimals version, you just type in the formula, the one that they're going to give you that won't look like this. You can get this nice and easy because they'll give it to you. Just click on it. Once you get these written, then you can go upstairs and put an X on it.
So the single, double, triple that we did, does it go up after single?
You know, I don't think it does, or if it does, it wasn't given to me. So triple is kind of the max in terms of what will happen.
So what if there was like a 4?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They didn't give it, so we're not sure what happens with the 4. All right, let me draw this picture. It's a 6. To draw a 6, automatically I know that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it comes. You're going to draw a 3 in a moment, not a 6. It comes down from the top through the 5. How does he know it comes down from the top through the 5? Well, the answer is this. When you see over here and over here, the middle part, we don't know. The beginning and the end, we do know. There it comes. There it comes. The 6 comes through the 5. What does it do at the 5? It bends. So here it comes. You won't have to worry that much about bending. But that's what it looks like. The next guy in line is a 2. I'm going to come back up, and at the 2, I'm going to do a single. I'm just going straight through it. Oh, no. And then I'm going to come back down for the 3. Where are you, 3?
Oh, it is.
All right, I just messed that up. Ooh. Take a look at it. It's a big, ugly one. This is why I'm nervous about this unit.
Let's just not do it then.
Got it.
Or you know.
All right, here we go. where do I want them to go? In that new handout that I just gave you, you're going to go to, and I just thought about the last person who should be out was you, since you're here for it. But you'll have to watch it.
Cool. That's cool.
Go to handout
Okay,
number,
so okay.
page, number 19 on that new handout. 19. I'm going to see if I can find mine, and so you know what you're looking for.
Thomas, page 19?
Page, this one here. You're going to put the degree, the orientation, the number of solutions. You're doing it just like example 4, except it's a baby problem. It's not super long or anything.
Why does that S look like that?
In math, 5s are like that. S's we do like that. Z's versus 2s. Z's get the little mark inside here. Even though we try not to even use zeros versus O's. If you ever see that, it's a crazy thing. But generally, we just don't use them. And then T, plus sign versus a T, you just try and bend it. So those are the marks that you make when you're writing letters.
And L.
L. I don't know if you ever use L. All right, here comes what comes after that? We need the roots.
Oh, I felt that. Stuff.
And the y-intercept.
Can I run to get some water?
Missing all that part.
Never
So
mind.
do this. Try to write those down like you have on 4. We'll see if you can put the dots on the picture. If you want to attempt to graph it, you can, but you don't have to. The most important part is, can I go from get my my roots?
Wait, what are we doing now?
Filling that stuff in. But you weren't here. You'll just have to watch, and you haven't watched the video, have you?
I was gonna ask you all my makeup work that we should study on.
It's all videos.
I know, but I need the papers.
Oh, now you got it.
These are all papers.
Someone say one of the roots, please. Uh-huh.
Oh, so it's
And the other one? No big deal. This is standard 5. If you can just do that last part, you've just kind of done standard 5, the top questions. The bottom question you're doing on the computer. So right now, if you got this,
So it's basically opposite.
you just got standard 5. Here comes the question. That 2.0, is that a single, a double, or a triple?
Go.
Single.
Single.
And then it's a double.
Triple.
What does this even mean?
There is no triple. I forgot how the single works.
The 2.0, the 2 comma 0 is a single because the exponent is a 1.
Wait,
How about the
I know the double is like a problem.
How about the 5?
It's a double. I can't picture it.
Wait, that's not what it is. Yeah, me too.
You confuse me.
And the degree is
Write it down, write it down.
Solution is 3, right?
Ask me though.
yes.
Wait, Thomas, degree is 3, solution is 3, and the
Alright.
word
Yeah?
is positive.
So here we go. Let's add those out. What is the degree?
Trade.
3 is the degree. What is the orientation?
Positive.
Just try and follow along.
Wait, how do you get the orientation again?
You look right in front. Look for a plus sign or a minus sign.
Is that plus or minus plus?
It's plus if there is no minus automatically. Solution?
3.
Oops.
5.
That looks like
All right, let's sketch this thing. Let's sketch this thing. Step 1. Put in the dots where they go, and there are only 2. A positive 2 and a negative 5. This is the part that we're going to look at in just a moment. Positive 2, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll erase those.
Does the single work?
We're about to see. Because this is a 3, I automatically know the picture has to look like this. Where do I want to write this?
W.
Close. You start with a up. That's a 1, 2, 3.
The good old trick.
So here it comes. I'm going to start down here.
I'm a hair color.
When I go through this negative 5, this negative 5 is a, oops, let me put negative 5. 2. It is a double. That means,
It's gonna curve.
yeah, it's just going to bounce right off and come right back down.
Bounce up.
One thing that we didn't do, we need to kind of know where we're going to cross the y-axis. So we need a y-intercept. How do you get the y-intercept? You take this number here, this number here, and you raise it to the first power, so nothing happens.
Oh my god,
Where can I write
Okay,
this?
I can't hear what you just said. What?
Let me do the y-intercept down here so you can have it. Negative 2 to the first power. You just take the number inside and raise it to the power.
Wait, to both?
The second one, take the number inside and raise it to the second power.
Makes sense.
So what you're going to get is a negative 2 times a...
Negative 15?
5 times 5 is 25.
Yeah, negative 50.
Oh.
Aha. And you wind up with a negative 50 for the y-intercept. Again, a lot of pieces of the puzzle. So none of them are especially hard by themselves, but remembering all of them, that's the part that's going to mess you up.
Oh, if I, okay.
Where do you put it down here? I just mark negative 50, and then I come back around. What's going to happen at the 2? Anybody know what's going to happen at the 2?
It's gonna go up. Yeah.
Just go straight through. Take a look at the picture. Take a look at the picture.
Wait, negative 50, right?
We're going to try and get you to do the next door neighbor. Please, last time we're going to go forward. Attempt to do problem number 20. Number 20. Let's see. Do I have 19? Uh-oh, hold on. For some reason I have 22. Let me see what's on page 22. What's 22?
This.
What's the next door neighbor? Next door neighbor has 2 2s and a 2. Oh, and a 3 rather. Alright. Do 22, the P of X.
Do that. Write it down.
What page?
22.
42?
22.
I'm gonna count here.
Get your life together.
Wherever you need a space, write down a D, degree, O, S. I'm writing mine here, that's where I have space, but you can create where you have space. This is the last one we'll do forward, and I think we'll try and do some backwards. Again, the very first step you do on this one, you're getting standard 1 correct. Then with the sketch, you're getting standard.
What's S?
Number of solutions.
Sassy.
Roots.
I don't know. It's dangerous.
I'm going to pass out calculator so you can get the y-intercept. And then we're going to try and go backwards. The 2 class sessions that you missed. Use the last 6.
I didn't put any additions.
The ones that you, the ones that you.
So I'm gonna need you to just.
All right, what's the degree? What's the degree?
Straight.
I love it.
3 is the degree. What is the solution?
3.
Yeah, those 2 always match. That was matched. That means there'll be 3 points somewhere on there. The orientation, positive or negative?
Posting.
So I'm trying to feel better about this. The roots are
Negative 10, 0, negative 7, 0, and 12, 0.
I believe in you.
all right.
I'll learn.
Y-intercept. I know it's a negative.
0, negative 840.
Okay. 0. Negative 840.
I think you're 8.
All right. Yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do this thing. Some random points. Where are they? Negative 10, negative 7. I'm going to say negative 7. I'm going to say negative 10. Just a rough sketch. 12. Here's how it begins. You start low and go through 10. Swing down. Hit 7. Go through the negative 840.
Nice.
Take a look, see if you have a... On page 66, write down the following. Write down B.
Yeah, make it not a good entry. I'm sorry, I took some paper today. What page is that, Thomas?
So you gotta fix the lighting.
66.
Postmodernism. Thomas, what page is this?
66.
Okay,
My
Ben.
page. You get insulted.
This one is going backwards. Where this problem is going to end is you're going to end with parentheses. You need to rewrite what it was that they began with. The version they're giving here, though, is what is called the standard form. So right now, the D and the S are right up there for you to choose. In other words, the degree and the solutions. Can anyone say what the degree is on that original problem?
5.
Like 6. No, 5.
I just said 5.
Ooh.
Oh no, yeah, it is.
6 is close. 7 is close. 6 is close.
We get 9. 9. They get a 9.
2, 4, 6, 6.
Go defense.
Yeah,
Go defense.
Who said 3?
We
All
all did.
I
All right, listen up. When it's in standard form, that is, it's not factored form, you just take the highest exponent.
This is so silly.
There is the degree.
Wait, what is this? What can you repeat that?
Notice here, no parentheses, it's not factored. When it is not factored, it's in standard form. To get the degree, you simply choose the highest exponent available. So in this case, 3 wins. And that's math for you. So you said 6, 7. If you know what you're looking for in math, a lot of it's easy. Orientation, positive or negative? Yeah. Just looking at it, getting these pieces are nice and easy. Here comes the part where the computer has to come into play, which I'm going to have us use. To get the roots, like what are the roots up here? You don't get to know the roots unless you have parentheses. But we don't have parentheses, so what we're going to wind up doing is going backwards. We're going to type this into the decimals. I'm going to do it in a moment, which I don't know how I'm going to split the screen. I'll have to go back and forth. But in short, decimals is going to show us where the roots are. We'll write down the roots, and then we'll translate that back into the factors. In other words, if it's a negative 2, we know up here it's going to be x plus 2. If it's a negative 7 down here in the roots, we know it's going to be x plus 7. If it's a positive 12, we know it's going to be x minus 12. In other words, roots up to the factor form, and then we win. So we're just going backwards where they give you this. We'll put it into the computer, and then we'll go that way. Now, technically, there's a harder version of this, which I may introduce you to, but for now, this easier version, just going back and forth, I'm okay with. So, let's see if I can get decimals to type that in. Should I keep it on? Let's pause this until...
I think that's the only one who judges you.
Y equals... Y equals...
These people.
That just means your
X to the... Sorry about
My hands are
What were you doing with your hands?
My hands are rough.
What I did with my hands? I'm more.
No, I'm just saying.
More strong.
I'm Morstrom.
Uh-oh.
Morstrom
No
up.
plus sign. 4.
Never order one called donut. That one is so ugly.
Why is it 4?
It's 4x squared, yeah?
My sisters tried it out and my cousin. I did this shit on the
I'm pathetic.
They
x and a minus 6.
Is the X I still look through my legs?
I was looking at the board. How am I supposed to look at you?
Got it?
Why is it asking for that? The X3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the 4
Why,
sub.
why is there a 4?
Exactly.
Why is there a sub 4?
How do I get rid of it?
Click on it. Click on it.
Was that actually? Oh my god. How does someone that small make that much noise?
Got it? Got it. All right.
I do.
Did you just assume size?
I did.
All right, let me have your attention. Let me have your attention.
Yeah.
The hardest part of that one there was typing it in. Once you type it in, here's how you get your roots. First, because it's a 3, we should expect that picture, you would expect the picture to start low, do a little loop, and then go up high. What's the information that you need? Can I do both of them?
Can't we just take
Can I
the
do
X?
both of them?
Thomas, can't we just take the X-intercept?
I can take them. That's what we're about to do. Can I take it? Can I take it? Oh, I lost it. That was close. Let me try it again.
Oh, one by itself. That was cool.
I don't want that much. I can't get it back. All right.
I remembered.
Oh, no.
Wait, what are we doing?
Hey, how do I get the?
You want to make them equally?
Now I want to pull it over some more.
Pull it straight up.
That's good. I had it for a second. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
Watch it go.
That's good. I think we're good. All right, let's try this. All right, so here's what I want you to do. If when it's your turn to use the computer, you're gonna just tap on the points. The first time you tap on it, it gives you that. Second time you tap, it actually will tell you the roots. Don't use this little bumpy guy here. He's not a root. Roots are only on the x-axis. Right in the roots. This is the easy version of it, which isn't the intent that they had, but I want to use this version. On standard 5, they're going to ask you with your computer to type in the formula, then just find the roots right on there.
Said ironically.
Write that in, write that in.
Anything ironically.
Write that
Except for
in.
what you just said.
Yep.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
After you put in the roots, then I'm going to have you write down the original problem. What was the original parentheses with those roots that I'm about to write down? I have a -2. Don't say it out loud yet. Don't say it out loud yet. So everyone can write their own first. Roots. X is a -2. Was it a -3 also?
Yeah. Positive 1.
And what was the last one? Who?
Positive 1.
Positive 1.
It's like an 8.
The y-intercept, I didn't click on it, but it's available too. What are they checking? Number 5. Can you use technology strategically?
Except.
Oh shoot! Look at that y-intercept. Something's not right about that.
Yeah.
A y-intercept has to be at 0.
Is that a -0?
You got a lot of kids.
Well,
It has to be at 0.
yeah, it's gonna be 0, something. Maybe if I could pull this thing over, it would give us the y-intercept. Right. It's still not gonna let me. Yeah, you gotta work with it.
You gotta. It can sense whether or not you love it.
You know what? Let's do it in reverse. We can get the y-intercept once we put in the factors. All right, someone help me with the factors. What am I putting in the first one for the -2? For the -2?
X usually has 3, and then X -1.
Take a look at it, write it in, see if you're confused.
But then he's tired. Huh?
So we do this every time.
Take a look at it, see if you're confused.
It's like wait, shoot.
All right, let's see if I can get them to do one.
Screenshot.
Main thing, zeros and roots are the
I feel like you need to bring me some now.
The main goal are the
Marcos.
factored form and the standard form, please. Standard form is about parentheses, and then the factored form. Yeah, number three. Number four is in standard form. How can you tell? No parentheses.
But it says F.
No, they're both functions. It's just what form did they write the function in? Do they write it in factored form? Roots are the dots on here. So if I were doing this here, -2, -3. Just put them in red.
And what did these count as?
2, -3, and a 1.
Oh God.
These are your roots, and also called zeros. Go ahead. Don't mess with those. No. Those are actually extremists. And behavior is
Just putting in behavior right there.
This is gonna make it over positive.
when you go to the left and to the right, you're going to write what X is doing.
Negative infinity, negative infinity.
X is doing two things. Then this picture, as I go to the left, the arrow points down. So when I go to the left, what is the arrow doing? When I go to the right, what is the arrow doing?
I remember doing this.
So that's step one. How do you actually write that in math talk? You say that as, for this one, as X goes to negative infinity to the left, Y goes also to negative infinity, that's down. So these two arrows mean this right here. As X goes to negative infinity, Y also goes down.
Right.
This side,
This is why you don't take up the
as X goes to positive infinity, the Y is going up, also to positive infinity. So they won't always match up negative, negative, positive, positive.
When I wash my hands.
But the important part is, hey, what's happening to the arrow as you go to the left? What happens to the arrow as you go to the right?
I feel like I'm not going to do this.
Either it's going to go up or down. Those are your own choices. So the X parts are always exactly the same. X to negative infinity, X to positive infinity. That part doesn't change. It's your Y that can do something different. It's like, oh, you point down or you point down. That's it. All right, let me come around.